hear it for the band, everybody. Let's hear it for the band. Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, I'm so happy that they're here. They're organizing an event coming up in Brantford called the Total Wellness Summit, Thrive in 2025. It's all about mental health awareness month. It's coming up in May. It's all about a whole new approach to how we think. It's going to be, it's too much talent all wrapped up in one incredible conference. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our guests. These guys. No, we got Jeff Mayusi, Jen Long, and Nicole Potter. Nicole Potter, everybody, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nicole, let's get the question everybody's thinking right now. Any relation to Harry Potter?
No, I haven't even watched any of the movies, actually.
But what you do in this event that you guys are planning are exploring alternative ways to mental health. So, how many people are going to be there at the event?
Well, we have 27 vendors, 7 speakers, and it's open to the public, so we're hoping it's going to be a jammed house with lots of people attending.
Taking place in Brantford?
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful Brantford. That's where I'm from.
Yep.
That whole city could use a lot of mental health, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? That's nice, you know. But so how did this all start? Like, how did you decide that this was the event that you guys were going to put together? And all of a sudden now it's exploding so fast that this is going to be the event everybody's going to be talking about, mostly to themselves in the park. But you know what I mean? It's going to be talking. Tell me more.
Or in their heads. But basically what happened is I gave a talk at the BRC about connecting
Brantford.
The resource center.
Yeah, there's people watching from like New Hamburg, so you have to speak slower. You can't use the stuff like that.
Brantford Resource Council or Center, and basically I gave a talk on connecting your business to the community, and through that I had mentioned that we need to bring more events to Brantford, and if you're thinking of an event that Brantford doesn't have and you wish they had, there's actually a hole there that you can sort of fill, because we need to bring attention to the city about what's great about it and show people that a lot of cool things happen in the city.
That's it. So you guys are guest speakers, or you're vendors?
We're vendors.
You're vendors there.
Yeah, but we're also organizers.
And you help organize the event, and you're kind of like the brainchild behind all this. Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about what exactly do you do? Like, what is the name of your company, and in a few words, what exactly is your mission?
For myself personally, I have a company called Legacy Game Changers, and I am a faith-based teacher, author, public speaker. I have self-led courses in order to help women, but more in particular women, to be able to renew their mind and heal their hearts. So to learn to reconnect to themselves and to connect to God, of course, to heal, to be able to step into who they are and change the legacy. Because what we don't face ourselves, our children will.
And so you teach women how to forgive themselves and forgive other people?
To forgive themselves.
Sign my wife up for this class! Huh? Get her number! And yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Jennifer Long.
Jennifer Long, I knew that.
Yeah, you did, yeah. And you can find me at Jennifer Long Heart-Centered Wellness. So I do psychotherapy and art therapy, as well as I'm skilled in energy work. So when I work with my
energy work? You work for Ontario Hydro?
No. This is the sort of energy that our body holds and the emotions that get trapped in our body. So when I'm working with my clients, I'm bringing in a holistic approach. We're looking at mental, emotional, physical, as well as spiritual aspects of wellness.
And that's the theme of the entire event, right?
It is.
Mental, physical, emotional.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Nutritional.
That's fantastic. That's
spiritual, I think was the other.
And spiritual.
Yeah, nutritional is part of the
important.
physical,
Mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual.
Yeah.
4 angles, because those are the 4 areas that are necessary.
It's too much talent. I want to talk about like your journey. Like how did we get here?
We drove.
All right. But what in your life brought you to this place? Like, I'm assuming, you weren't 12 and you said, I want to grow up to be, a voodoo specialist, whatever it is you got.
So Nicole definitely does not do voodoo.
No.
She's much more faith-based. And I don't do voodoo either.
We can't even say the word.
I can't even,
So, okay, all right.
But
There goes. Okay, put the Donald Trump doll away. I told you, it was wasted of the budget. Okay, anyway, so, but what led you in your life to decide you want to dedicate yourself to this kind of mental health?
Oh, that's a great question. This isn't what I always wanted to do, but it was the path that I was led on. I started with art therapy, had never even heard of art therapy before, had a teacher in university tell me about it, and then I started to see it everywhere and just kind of followed the path and ended up in that process. And then life has just brought me forward. I've been doing this type of work for 20 years, and now...
It's working. You guys seem happy.
Yeah.
So either it's working or whoever you work for has an excellent drug program. I don't know, whatever. It looks like, and yourself, was it, if you could say like one event that said, I got here?
Well, I've had an interest in trying to better myself for a very long time, because many of us are dealt cards in our life, but at some point you need to say, this isn't working for me, and you can make a change. And so 5 years ago, my body wasn't functioning as it should. The world shut down, and I couldn't have medical intervention. And I started to learn to connect to myself with the Lord, and through working through triggers and wounds and looking inward, I was able to heal the one side of my body with Him, everything unlocked, everything.
The spiritual and
right?
the physical together.
And it's a matter of using practical tools. Like, what is this that's going on in my body? It's allowing your body to speak to you and you listening to it, because when you're triggered, when you have aches and pains and different things in your body's trying to tell you something. Yeah. And if we can actually turn into ourselves with the Lord, He knows everything. He can tell you. And through that journey, I have had my mind renewed. My heart has been healed. My physical body has been healed. And I know so many women that I've been working with for over the last 3 years that are struggling to know their truth based on trauma. And I want them to rewrite their stories. And
rewrite their stories. I like that. Speaking of tools, you said use some tools in your craft.
Yeah.
Not witchcraft. I didn't say that.
No.
Craft.
Yeah, so I actually take elements of all the different aspects, so mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and have tools sort of in each aspect that I bring to the work that I do with my clients. And I encourage them to lean into the things that they're most in alignment with, most comfortable with. Some people are really, they can sweat it all out in the gym. That's how they want to work through those mental, emotional, spiritual blocks. But some people really need a much softer approach.
Like use crystals sometimes?
I do. Well,
I use crystals too,
yeah.
That's a different show. That's a different medieval attention. That's a whole different show.
But that's only if that client wants that approach, and that's a tool for that client. So I do also work very clinically as well. So we get into the much more mental health focused diagnosis type things. I can't diagnose, but certainly I can support my clients that have been given one. But yeah, those are all different tools that I weave into sessions. And then really a big part of, oh, sorry. I'm going to keep talking here for a minute.
No, the energy. She's got energy. I got time all the time. Jeff, tell me the typical person coming to the event. What do they look like? What are they looking for?
Basically, the typical person who wants to come to this event wants to become a better version of themselves. And I think this event will give them all the tools that they need, or will point them in the right direction.
And you've organized a ton of really successful events, right? This is the guy you want to see if you want to organize any kind of event for business. This is the guy. Folks, listen. We got to go. We got to go cut to a commercial break. Thank you so much for coming. All the information is down below. You want to be there, eh? Folks, it's all the time we have. Till next time, remember, I love you and nobody else, but just not tonight.